Hi, my name is Larry Welch. I'm from Woodland, California. My company name is Trees R Us. I started it back in 1986 out of Sacramento and has evolved into one of these rigs that I personally built. This is a tree spade. Each one of these controls has a job, and that we run these blades down one at a time, and as you can see in the video, it picks up quite a chunk of dirt. It's about 10,000 pounds of a root ball. This machine is very similar to the ones you see are made manufactured, but this one is quite different. It will lift a lot more. It does a lot more than any other tree spade in the world. And that's just because I needed to be able to do things like what I just did today. And this is really the only kind of machine that can do this.
How much bigger a tree can you move, Larry?
This is pretty much pushing the limits of the size of the root ball. I can lift a lot more, so like when we're moving bigger palm trees, I can lift twice the weight of what I just lifted today. So there's times when I needed that to be able to actually just lift the weight. The truck can handle the weight, but the tree spade also has to be able to do it. So it's good. It's the whole combination together is what makes the machine do it. And I put this machine together back in 1992 to 1994. It took me 2 years to build, and it's been running ever since '94. And I'm real proud of it. It's one that does what no other tree spade can do.
Your tires look brand new. Is that because you never drive too far, or you just put new tires on it?
No, I just put new tires on it. I like good traction. I like good tires. I don't want tire problems, so it's cheap insurance. I put it on this truck because it's real short wheelbase. I can maneuver in. My other trucks that I had were longer wheelbase, and it was hard to maneuver in and out, which is kind of sometimes hurt you. You saw the front end of the truck come up. That's part of the problem when you have a shorter truck, But all in all, it's an 88-inch tree spade, and pretty much designed and built by me.
Awesome. Great job. That's the first time I've ever seen that done. How many trees have you moved in your lifetime, Larry? In the tens, dozens, hundreds, thousands?
Thousands.
Thousands?
Yeah. The last time I took a count, it was at 5,500.
What's the most historic piece of real estate you've ever moved a tree on or off?
Historic.
Yeah.
I would have to say the state capitol. I think that's a pretty historic place, and I've done a lot of work over there. I moved the Empress tree over there. This spade did it, but it wasn't on this truck. And
so the spade has outlast the life of a couple trucks?
Well, I've changed trucks just because I needed to make it a little bit easier on me, because I'm getting older.
It was kind of a design build in progress, huh?
Yeah, exactly.
What's your reasoning behind the camouflage paint?
Well, it first started off because I had some equipment stolen, and I used to have everything painted yellow and red, and you could see it a mile away, and thieves were just looking for equipment that was sitting out. And so I just decided that I was tired of keeping it clean, number one, and so on the weekends we would be cleaning the trucks and trying to make them look pretty. And now I rarely clean for cleanliness. I clean it just for so stuff doesn't fall off going down the road. But the dirtier it gets, the prettier it looks. For the most part, it was just a necessary savings on my part, and plus it kind of keeps everybody guessing, because they kind of think it's a missile launcher, so they think it's some military rig going down the road, and
following behind it like I did, it kind of looks like an afterburner.
Yeah.
The other thing it kind of looks like is that Stargate from that program. You know, the circle ring?
Yeah.
With the odd shape?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and when I have all the lights on at night, it looks like it's from another planet. You know, when this thing lights up, you can see all the lights that are mounted all over, and I light this whole thing up, and so I can see at night, because a lot of times moving trees is a nighttime job, and that's why I equipped the whole thing with all these lights, and it's pretty unique when I got all the lights on, because it does look like from another world.
When you come out for an estimate, is every job a specialized kind of bid dependent upon the circumstances, or is there kind of more of a flat rate by size of the tree?
I look at every single job, because every job is different, and then even when you get into it, you know you're going to have different problems, so you try to just compensate and try not to.
So you got a 10,000 pound root ball, and let's say 1,200 pounds of tree, so you may have 12,000 pounds roughly picking it up. So would you say, or would it be okay for me to say that you can move a tree for less than $1 a pound?
Well, it depends. I mean, you know, that's another thing, is that
so there are circumstances this tree could take.
There are circumstances where you can actually do it a lot cheaper than that, because if I'm moving 5 or 6 of them,
yeah,
it gets less and less. It's always the very first tree that costs the most.
Oh, that's getting here and setting up.
Right. So once you're there and you're already going, then you know. I make it to where it's a win-win situation.
Suppose I had a 2-gallon tree and I wanted to plant it. Would you be not the guy to call, or would you plant a 5-gallon, 10-gallon, or 50-gallon tree if someone called you?
Well, I do that. You know, it's not something I'll travel very far, but a lot of times for my friends and stuff, I mean, it's education for me to give back and teach other people how to plant a tree. And you know, those trees are pretty easy. It's not like I have to have a big piece of equipment.
So looking at you now, tired and wore out at the end of the day, and you look like you got a good 5 years left in your life expectancy. Are you going to pass it on to someone in the family, or are you going to sell the business outright to somebody else willing to do it?
Well, you know, my kids are not they're not into this kind of stuff. So I hope to just be able to teach someone else, and that somebody else will take this and keep moving trees. But I hope to be able to do it for many more years.
15, 20, 40? So what are you now, 35? Goes to at least 60? Another 30 years?
I'd say at least another 20 years.
Oh, okay. You know I'm just teasing you, Larry, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else you'd like to say before I turn it off?
Yeah, I would. You know, there's a lot of people have said over the years things that we think or that we believe about trees. And this is the one thing that I keep running into, is that keep an open mind. What you heard from all these books, from ortho to sunset western garden books to whatever, I know I've rewritten some of them. A lot of people look at trees as being dirty. You know, we're all a dirty species, you know, and just look for the beauty that's in the trees, and you will greatly benefit from trees. And I've actually turned people around that were actually tree haters, and you see those people around where they go, oh, I don't want any trees in my yard. And then it's all about education. They just thought that olive trees were all bad, or that trees weren't good for their septic system. Yeah, there's all kinds of stories that you hear, so people chop them down just because. And there's a lot of other different solutions, and so, you know, I encourage everyone to really search those out. And the stories that you've always heard, most of those have all changed, and so keep an open eye for that.
Say, Larry, you know, while I was sitting here filming, I noticed the smile grow in this tree. See down here at the root ball, the smile of that tree?
Oh, yeah.
It is very happy that you saved the life of its buddy in not being tore down and removed for the purpose of a driveway to a new garage. Now, that smile wasn't so prominent when I first started smiling, but I don't have proof of it with images. But you can see the smile on the face of that tree today.
That is.
So Mother Nature's smiling at you today, Larry.
That's cool. Thank you. Thank you, Mother Nature.